sometimes they're very big, those little plays that he makes to help the Penguins on defense. Moving the puck to the right guy, making nice plays from that right point on the power play, keeping the puck in. Lots of little things that Larry Murphy has done throughout these playoffs that have really been a big help to the Pens. And he's a plus 14 because he has played very, very well, and same with Joey Mullen. Well, Brian Bellows is a guy who's played well throughout the playoffs, Mike, but yet to score a goal in this series, and that's amazing, I think. But there's a guy on the Penguin side that's in the same boat.
Well, I'll tell you have to be fearful of Brian Bellows because he is a guy that can explode on you. But on the other hand, the Penguins have Mark Recchi, who has not scored a goal in this series, was among the leading scorers for the Penguins going to the finals along with Mario Lemieux, and he is a big game player. And you look at people like that in key situations, and I wouldn't be surprised to see Mark Recchi maybe get loose tonight. I watched him in the warm-up, and of all the Penguins who were out there, he had the most hop in his legs. I mean, you don't get a true reading on it from just watching the warm-up, but Mark Recchi looked to me as though he is ready to go tonight. It'll be the Penguins and the North Stars coming up in just a moment right here on the Penguins Hockey Network.
Welcome to the phone center at the Civic Arena. As you've heard us refer many times to the operators standing by, well, they're not standing, they're sitting. And they're anxiously waiting to hear from you so they can explain all the great season ticket plans that the Penguins have to offer for $94.95. And as you're about to see, there's a ticket plan for every fan. Not only that, every plan is offered at a great discount. The full season plan gives you the biggest per game discount of all. You won't miss a minute of action as you'll get tickets to all 41 regular season home games. Full season purchasers can take advantage of the only 12-month payment plan in all of professional sports. That's as long as 12 months over which to spread the cost of your season tickets. And it's all interest-free. Full season ticket holders can also take advantage of a ticket return plan and their own personal sales representative, somebody who's always just a phone call away. With the People's Choice Plan, you choose the 30 games that you want to attend. That's the 30 games you want to see at a discounted per game price. The half-season plan gives you two options. The Gold Plan is 20 pre-selected games, and the Black Plan gives you 21 pre-selected home contests, all at a great discount. The Sampler Plan gives you a choice of 4 different pre-selected 10 and 11 game mini plans, again at a great discount. The Flex Coupon Book features 10 discounted coupons, each redeemable for a Penguins ticket. The coupons can be used in any combination. 1 coupon for each of 10 games, 2 coupons for each of 5 games, or all 10 coupons for 1 game. As I said, with the Penguins, there's a plan for every fan. All season ticket plans and Flex book holders will receive playoff ticket priority over the general public. For information on Penguin ticket plans, just call 642-PENS. Operators are standing by now to take your call. Looking for a great night out for 20 or more of your friends, relatives, or co-workers? Try a Penguins home game. Groups of 20 or more can receive a great discount. Just pick a game and call the Pens at 642-PENS. If you're more interested in tickets for an individual Penguins game, then call 333-SEAT. Those operators are seated. All righty, thank you very much for your order. Enjoy the hockey season. All right, now it's your turn to call. 642-PENS.
KBL heads down south for live SEC action when Tennessee takes on Mississippi State Saturday at 12:30 here on KBL.
Now is the time to buy your home heating oil from Oris Fuel at special low summer fill prices. Call now for information. Oris offers metered fuel service so that you can be sure you're getting what you pay for. Oris Fuel features next day and same day emergency service. Be sure to ask about group buying discounts. Remember, for quality heating oil and reliable service at the best price, call Oris Fuel in Creighton toll-free at 1-800-222-4093.
I'm always in the kitchen cooking up new ideas. This one's perfect for Wendy's 99-cent super value menu.
Looking for a blast from the past? Well, look no further. Try Wendy's new 99-cent Junior Patty Melt. Made with fresh beef, not frozen. Served hot off the grill. Surrounded by delicious Swiss and topped with sauteed onions. Just rock and roll over to Wendy's for our new Junior Patty Melt. At 99 cents, even the price will remind you of the 50s.
The Wendy's super value menu, you don't pay more, you just get more.
Of Pittsburgh Penguins Stanley Cup hockey on the KBL Sports Network.
The scouting report, Mike, we talked about Larry Murphy a little bit more than Joey Mullen, but I wanted to mention, too, Mullen, what you don't realize, I guess, or you may overlook, is that he made the play off the boards to move the puck to Phil Bourque when he scored the game clinching goal, the empty netter the other night. You know, and Mullen has made some great defensive plays for the Penguins in situations just like that.
And you talked about the little plays that Murphy made as the Penguins hit the ice surface here before a sellout crowd. He is a guy that's making the little plays. He is a +5 in this series against the North Stars, and Joey Mullen really showing his true worth, I think, for the Penguins, especially in this series. As the Penguins are on the ice, led by Tom Barrasso. Let's go to the scouting report.
Okay, the North Stars will be playing desperate hockey for the first time since their series with the Chicago Blackhawks. The Penguins' power play is due, only 2 for 25, and starting to look a lot better. The power play really looked sharp in the last game. It just didn't have much to show for it statistically. Both teams are a combined 5 for 51 with a man advantage in this series. The Penguins have been outshot in every game except one, and the total shots 140 to 123.
And you shouldn't be surprised by that stat because it happened all year for the Penguins.
That's right. The Penguins have won 6 of the last 7 games here at the Civic Arena. Of course, they lost game 1 of this series.
The Penguins are a team that in the playoffs have been a streak team. And what I'm saying to you is that they had a tough chore against the Devils, but won the last 2 there. They lost the opener to the Capitals and won 4 straight. They lost 2 to the Bruins, won 4 straight. And now they have tied the North Stars. And we'll see if they can continue on the streaks that they've built during the course of the year. Here from the Civic Arena, our national anthem.
Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Gary Fraser will be the referee tonight. The linesmen Wayne Bonney and Ray Scapanello, 2 veteran linesmen. And your starting goaltenders, John Casey for the North Stars.
And John Casey has been dented for 4 goals in every game in this series with the exception of 1, and that was game 3 when the Penguins lost 3-1 and coincidentally didn't have Mario Lemieux in the lineup. Tommy Barrasso has been absolutely spectacular.
And they're still questioning him. Everybody you talk to is that can Barrasso win the big one? Can Barrasso win the big one? I'm still getting that today prior to the game. Barrasso leading the playoffs in goals against average, leading the playoffs in save percentage at .914, better than regular season Eddie Belfour of Chicago. I don't know what else he's got to do, and I guess it's win the Stanley Cup and to prove to everybody that he's a major league goaltender.
I think he stole game 4, safe to say that, stopping 35 out of 38 Minnesota shots.
Neil Broughton against Ronnie Francis, and Francis and Mullen and Stevens have had a terrific series so far for the Penguins, and the puck drop, we're underway. This is game number 5, and the puck play to the Penguins in, and Gordie Roberts hustles back. Penguin defenseman, former North Star. Slide it down the left wing side. That'll be to nobody, and it'll come to the North Star zone. I believe we'll have an icing call very quickly here against the Penguins, and that is the infraction. Mark Tenodi, the young defenseman who has really blossomed here in the playoffs for the North Stars, coming on very strong. And I think more than anything else that impressed me is the kind of person that Mark Tenodi is. I read some quotes today in USA Today, and I know you interviewed him, Paul, but he is just so tuned into the game, I think, not only as a player but as a person person as well, and he's just 25 years of age, and I think he's got a great career ahead of him. He really has a good attitude, I think, for this game.
Well, it's not unusual for a guy who has gone through tough times as he has and kind of had to fight his way to the top to have that kind of an attitude. He's a guy who really had to earn everything he's been able to get so far, and now all of a sudden everything's just kind of fallen into place for him.
Well, they're going to put Broughton out here at center with Bellows and Gavin, so it is a change of lines for the North Stars. Dahlquist shooting right to the net. That's stopped by Barrasso, and hauled in now by the Penguin defenseman Roberts. Swing it back to center. Kevin Stevens at Bernie. He'll run Tenardi and felt him against the board. And the puck out of play and into the seats. So the North Stars, in an effort to maybe get Bellows going, as I mentioned to you, taking him off the Bobby Smith line here to begin the game. And they're going to move Bobby Smith now with Ulf Dahlen and Gaetan Duchesne. And I told you Bellows a very important part of their attack. Stevens initiating the first hard check of the night right on Tenardi, and he belted him hard.
Wayne Bonney got a little bit of that check also, trying to get out of the way. Linesman.
30 seconds into period number 1, and the Penguins and North Stars scoreless here at the Civic Arena.
Well, in game 4, Kevin Stevens came out and scored right away. In this game, he comes out and throws a big hit to maybe send a message to his teammates and all the way into the North Stars, of course. But Kevin Stevens is a guy who really gets things going for the Pens.
Penguins send out Trottier with Yager and Bob Airy. Yager has set an NHL record, or tied one, for the most assists by a rookie in a final series with 4 in 4 games. And if he picks up another one, he'll have the record all by himself at 19 years of age. Played away down the left wing boards and back into Penguin ice. Barrasso moving the puck off the glass and the head back outside the blue line. Penguins look for it, but they can't come up with it. Gaetan Duchesne slides it back into the Penguin right wing corner. Jimmy Pack, the rookie Penguin defenseman, over to Yager. And Yager moves it to Trottier, but he gave it away in a drop pass. The North Stars, Ulf Dahlen coming down, handled by Paul Stanton. Minnesota trying to set it up to the left point. It goes right by Brian Glenn to center, and here's Yager after it. He can't get it, but Jim Pack will. Pack of the Penguins move it ahead quickly over to Trottier down the right wing, trying to beat Glenn. Penguins love to have been working very heavily on Sean Chambers, trying to get Lemieux's line out against him. Yager to the North Stars in. He falls down. Coming to puck, and here's Lemieux right on. He saw Chambers on him. Bob Johnson sends out Lemieux against Chambers immediately. Penguins have the last change at home, of course, and here's Prop shooting long on Barrasso. Penguin goaltender knocks that aside and back to center. Jimmy Johnson, the former Penguin, working up inside the Penguin line, and Pittsburgh able to corral it. They've got Bourque, Lemieux, and Recchi out here as a unit. Paglianetti now with Ulf Samuelsson, and a pass ahead to center to Bourque. Bourque over to Lemieux, pulls the puck behind him, now skates into the North Stars in, center it back. Here's a man open, Ulf Samuelsson, shooting, save a rebound, stop on Lemieux, rebound again, Bourque can't put it in. Around to the far boards, Recchi, the Penguin, swings it over to Lemieux. Lemieux comes from behind the net, turns and shoots, and he's decked and hit, knocked down on the play. Neil Wilkinson made the play, and Bourque runs him, and the North Stars go to center. Peter Paglianetti of Pittsburgh shoots it right back into the North Star zone. John Casey sneaking around to the near board. Stevens got the puck. He's just back on. Into the near corner looking for it against Mike Modano. No score first period. Stevens pulling at the jersey of Modano. Penguins Lemieux comes up with it. Mario looks. Now he holds the puck. Circles back, feet in front. And Paglianetti raced in, but he couldn't shoot it. And Prop just simply clears it off the boards and away up ice.
Notice just in the last couple of games, Mike, Mario Lemieux's passing is starting to come back to where he's making those magical passes, those amazing behind-the-back jobs, and he's connecting with them, too.
Francis relays it to Stevens into the North Stars in. A wrist shot, and that's gloved by Casey, and he's going to hold it long enough for a face-off. 17:13 to go in the first period. No score on the Penguins Hockey Network.
You're watching an encore presentation of Pittsburgh Penguins Stanley Cup hockey on the KBL Sports Network.
It was just like one continual party after they won the cup, and it spilled its way onto the bus, it spilled its way onto the plane, and then of course the arrival in Pittsburgh when we came back to Pittsburgh was beyond anybody's belief.
Great first shift for Mario Lemieux. Almost scored on a rebound, and also made some pretty passes, 2 of them at least, on that shift. And he almost scored on a wraparound, too. But Wilkinson saw him coming and made a good play to just come over and hit him and deck him. Lemieux had his head down. Once this behind-the-back pass by Lemieux, a sharp backhand pass. Paglianetti cutting in, but Prop read the play nicely to try to break it up.
Off of the North Stars in, and Jim Pack, he banded a shot. A bouncing puck now corralled by Joey Mullen. Mullen now left side, wrist one right towards the goal. That's blocked in front and picked up by Stuart Gavin of the North Stars. He first it outside the line, and Stanton carried it back in. Rookie defenseman Paul Stanley for the Penguins. Paired out here with Jim Pack, and they were very instrumental in killing the 5-minute major for the Penguins in game number 4. Bob Johnson sporting a brand new tie for the second time here, a little on the bright side for the Badger.
Paul Coffey steps onto the ice with a new partner, really, because Ulf Samuelsson is going to play the right side. We thought that maybe Taglianetti would be reunited with him. The fact that Taglianetti was back in the lineup.
For the second time in the series, Coffey's out on a regular shift. Here's Bork now with it, trying to shoot it in the North Star zone. Can't get that shot off, and Stuart Gavin coming back against Coffey one-on-one. Gavin to the Penguins in. Wrist shot. Knocked down the glove of Barrasso. Rebounds right in front. Look out. Who will get it? It's loose. Bellows reaches in, and the Penguins knock it free to the near corner. After it, Neil Broughton to the right point to Chambers. Shoots it. Deflected by Samuelsson. The Penguin defenseman blasted around the boards, and out here's Lemieux with the puck back 2-on-1 with Recchi. Lemieux on the left side. North Star's in. Comes down. Look. He fires into Recchi in front, and he can't quite poke it in. Lemieux after behind the net. Mario knocked down on the play again. A penalty coming up this time against the North Stars. And it stopped, and we get a face-off coming up in the Penguin zone. North Stars in. We'll be back in a moment. Turkey's on the table for the Penguins on the Penguins Hockey Network.
Cruise promo, take 50. Hey, we talk every night on the TV. We'd love to meet you in person on the water. Here's how. Carnival Cruise Lines, the Ecstasy, and we'll be doing it January 20th to 23rd, going to Nassau in the Bahamas, sailing from Miami. It's only $5.89 per person, plus port charges, includes all meals and airfare from any city east of the Rocky Mountains. Call 1-800-354-8761 or your local AAA office. Call now, space is limited.
You're watching an encore presentation of Pittsburgh Penguins Stanley Cup hockey on the KBL Sports Network.
Ryan Glenn nailed Lemieux from behind and decked him with a cross-check, and he sits down, and the Penguins go to work on a power play. And Margaret Cada of Bell Vernon is our contestant on the Iron Man Advantage contest. A $100 bill on the line, compliments of Iron City Beer.
Penalty at 3:38 of period number 1. So Pittsburgh just 2 power play goals in 25 chances against Minnesota in this series going to work. And they'll have Coffey and Murphy out here as point men. It'll be Recchi on the ice with Stevens and Lemieux. Face off to the left of John Casey, the Minnesota goaltender. And Broughton and Gavin, the penalty killers. An early opportunity for the Penguins, who watched in Game 4 as the North Stars had an extra five minutes of power play time than the Penguins had in that game. Gavin in against Lemieux, and the face-off will be in that circle, right wing circle. Lemieux after it, put it in the corner, and he comes up with it, looking for Murphy at the right point. Poked up in the air and whacked out into the crowd by Mark Tenorti, and we get a stopping play. And they'll do it again. Mario Lemieux leading all scorers in the playoffs. Mario with 37 points now, 14 goals and 23 assists. As you look outside in the city of Pittsburgh on the TV side of our simulcast at Three River Stadium, where the Pirates are playing at home tonight.
The camera is mounted on the top of the Civic Arena roof.
Recchi to handle the face-off now against Neil Broughton, and Recchi won it. Right point, it goes to Murphy. Left side of Coffey of the Penguins. Coffey back to Murphy, center point. Hurries it over now to Recchi, and the wrecking ball, wheel and deal. He has only 1 point of the series. Around the net to Stevens in front of Lemieux. Shot, he missed the net. Now Stevens again up the right wing corner. The Recchi behind the goal. It goes to Mario Lemieux. He has a man open. Coffey goes to him. Will he shoot it? No. He goes to Recchi in front of shot. Oh, big save by Casey there on Mark Recchi. Recchi almost gave the Penguins an early 1-0 lead there, and a great save by Casey with his glove hand. Great reaction by John Casey. Recchi sneaking ahead of Coffey. Here he comes to the North Stars in. Down the left wing. Push it back over to the right side of Recchi. He's there in front. Trying to go to Lemieux. Broken up by the North Stars. Lemieux's after it. Can he get there? He does get to the puck. He holds it out to Coffey. Now back to Lemieux. Looking left point. Cut off by Mark Bureau, and he shoots it up ice.
Well, you like to see Mark Recchi shoot in that situation, Mike, just because shots have been so hard to come by for him, and he finally had an opportunity to let one go and didn't do it.
Here's Coffey now, turning the puck ahead of the North Star zone. And they're going to call icing against the Penguins or offside. I believe it'll be an offside call against the Penguins as Stevens is hammered in behind the net by Gaetan Duchesne. And Kerry Fraser, you can read his lips there. Now Lemieux's involved with somebody here in the near corner. And I think what Fraser said is cut the something, and that's what he issued to the players. They're going to call this icing or an offside play. It did not look to me like it was from behind the red line, but they do call it icing apparently against the Penguins.
Excellent read, Mike, by John Casey on the play. Coffey setting up Recchi, and Casey gloving that puck. He didn't catch it, but he got it in the glove and then dropped it down, and the North Stars were able to get it out.
So the icing call against the Penguins brings it back to Penguin territory, and Mark Recchi, who had only 4 shots in the series coming into this game, gets one early, but Casey denies him. And Paul Coffey out here, well, he was on a regular shift before the power play, so the doctor is going to get some extended ice time. Apparently has the clearance now to play a little bit more from the doctors.
And the biggest problem with Coffey in the last game was the fact that he had to sit for so long. It's just too tough for him to come out and play like Paul Coffey is supposed to play when he's sitting on the bench all that time, especially a guy who's accustomed to playing 30, 35 minutes a game.
Francis, Yager, and Lemieux. The front line, and here's Coffey blistering the puck into the North Stars into the near corner. Yager after it. He and Lemieux now, number 68 and number 66. And Yager goes behind the net. Hard pass over to that is Francis. Now Yager comes out from behind the goal. Try to turn and shoot it. He get it blocked. He picks it up again. Yager, wheel and deal. Yager to the left point to Coffey. Swings it over center point to Murphy. Back to the doctor. And he looks to the near boards for Lemieux. Good pass over right side to Murphy. Doesn't shoot it. Now he does. Lets it go and it's blocked. Murphy trying to keep it in. Does with a good play there. Into the near corner for Lemieux. Lemieux with the Penguins pulls back. Mario very fluid here tonight so far. Over to the center point to Coffey. Back to Lemieux. Will they shoot it? He walks in. He let it go and it was blocked. It was partially deflected. Francis behind the net going to Lemieux. Lemieux has a man open. Coffey goes to him. He shoots it. Blocked. Picks it up again. Coffey in the slot to Murphy. Shooting. He missed the open net. Lemieux's got the puck. Put it in front. Hey! Shoots and scores! What a play by Mario Lemieux! And the Penguins lead 1-0. Oh, Michael motorcycle. Lemieux off the boards. Very quickly with those great hands. Put it behind the net before the net was dislodged, and the Penguins take a 1-0 lead. What a play by Lemieux. He fired up.
I'll tell you, Mike, you look at the look on his face, the emotion he's showing, and it's something we've never seen from Mario Lemieux because Mario Lemieux has never been in this situation before. It's unbelievable. When he came to the bench, you could just feel that rush of emotion that he has right now.
You want to see the greatest hands in hockey? Watch him right now on the TV side. Watch the greatest hands in hockey. Unbelievable move. Unbelievable. With a reach, a turnaround, and snapped it in behind Casey before he ever had time to react to it.
And the net was dislodged on the play by the North Stars. Like they were doing it on purpose, too, from up here.
Power play goal by the Penguins, and they score to take a 1-0 lead. Coffey and Murphy will assist on the goal. Ralph Samuelson now back to play the puck and moves it up to the North Stars line. So the Penguins cash in on the penalty to Brian Glenn. And Mario Lemieux, I saw him today on the training table getting a massage before the game, which is pretty standard for him. Here's Madonna. He cuts into the left side of the Penguin zone, shoots to the corner, and Samuelson fighting for the puck. Around to the near boards for Erie, and he's hit heavily on a good check there by Brian Pratt. The North Stars set it up to the right point. They're down 1-0, trying to get back quickly into the game. Chambers, sprint wide pass, Yager steals. Yager with the Penguins coming to center. Now scoots up to the North Star zone down the left wing. He couldn't get it through to Bob Erie. And in the near wing, Mike Madonna hauls it in. Lead pass over to Gagne, who's been red hot here of late. Gagne going to the Penguin zone. Pittsburgh leading 1-0 into the near corner. Giving the puck to Madonna. Madonna throws it across into the left wing corner for Mark Tenorti. Slowed on the play by Taganetti, but he gets around to Gagne. Good play over to Madonna. Big slap shot. He couldn't find the net. And the Penguins have it. Here's Tenorti off the left wing side. The North Stars with good pressure right now against the Penguins. Trottier working over Gagne in front of that goal. It's a penalty coming up against the Penguins. I think it'll be against Trottier for cross-checking. Madonna behind the Penguin net, still working with it. Centers it. The North Stars put the goaltender in the bench area and pull in for an extra man. Tenorti around the net, trying to put it in. He can't do it. Penguins must gain control. Smith with it, shooting off a stick. Penguins still do not have possession. And the North Stars working with the extra attacker. This is like an extended power play. Madonna. And now, finally, Trottier gets a handle on it, and we'll get a stop and play. 12:53 to go in the first period. Pittsburgh 1, Minnesota 0, here on the Penguins Hockey Network.
Great to relive the memories of those Stanley Cup championships, isn't it? You can relive them every time you walk into the Penguins Pro Shop with items like this, the 1992 Stanley Cup Championship program, featuring the lineups of the Penguins and the Blackhawks, the One from the Heart video, Against the Odds video. We're going to make it easy for you to order some of these items tonight. Just call 1-800-8-GO-PENS for these special deals. Order the 1992 Stanley Cup program set, the actual program from games 1 and 2 of the 1992 Stanley Cup Finals against Chicago. a very limited supply. Over 200 full-color pages of exciting photos, features, and game rosters. Price is $19.95 plus $4.50 for shipping and handling. Order tonight and get a free 1992 back-to-back Stanley Cup poster, a $5 value, absolutely free. Once again, that's the 1992 Stanley Cup program set. Also available, the Steroid Penguins t-shirt featuring that muscle penguin on the front, and it's new to the Penguins Pro Shop lineup this year, and it is the hottest selling Penguins t-shirt all summer. The price, $14.95 plus $4.50 for shipping and handling. Call 1-800-8-GO-PENS for the Steroid Penguins t-shirt.
You're watching an encore presentation of Pittsburgh Penguins Stanley Cup hockey on the KBL Sports Network.
Brian Trottier will sit down, and the North Stars putting great pressure on. When they had the extra attacker on the ice, the Penguins unable to gain control of the puck, but finally did. And now the North Stars will go to work on a power play that did not register a shot, as you recall, when they had the major penalty against the Penguins at the end of Game 4. And the face-off out to the left of Tom Barrasso. Bobby Smith going to take it against Randy Gillen. Smith with Broughton and Dahlin up front. Chambers and Wilkinson at the points.
And the North Stars set it up now on the power play. They are 3 for 26 on a long shot. Never got to the Penguin net. In front, though, a shot by Bobby Smith just missed the net. Around to the far corner. Bobby Smith pulls it in. Over to Ulf Dahlin. Hit heavily was Smith by Ulf Samuelsson. Now the puck moved back behind the Penguin goal. 1-0 Pittsburgh on an early power play goal by Mario Lemieux. The North Stars take it to the far corner. Bobby Smith left point over to Wilkinson. He's on the power play here, so they change up a little bit. Chambers right side. Chambers firing. Glove by Barrasso as he reached out and snared that one right out of the atmosphere. Hard shot by Sean Chambers.
And Ulf Dahlin trying to go to the net and cause some problems for Tom Barrasso. But Barrasso again getting way out there to make sure that he was in position to see that shot from the point, and Ulf Samuelsson doing a good job of protecting his goaltender. Barrasso able to see it and snatched it out of the air with that glove.
Penguins on a Mario Lemieux goal is 16th to the playoffs to tie for the playoff lead in goals scored. He and Kevin Stevens and Cam Neely, who has since departed, all have 16 goals for the playoffs. And the North Stars power play, 3rd overall in the playoffs, but in this series just 3 for 26, including 2 against the Penguins in Game 4. And Bobby Smith won the draw to the right point to Chambers. One of the big things the North Stars have done against the Penguins is control a lot of faceoffs. Broughton swinging in behind the Penguin net around to the left wing corner for Neil Wilkinson. Wilkinson off to Bobby Smith, and the big 6'5" center turns away from a Bork check down the far boards. Bobby Smith to the left point to Wilkinson. Now back to Bobby Smith. Can he make a play? Goes to Wilkinson right down the slot. Feeding it, got a man there. Down and never expected the pass. It went off his stick. Samuelsson crunches in with a body check. Still loose. Francis clears the area for the Penguins. And we're down to a minute to go in the penalty to Brian Trottier. And the North Stars will probably make some changes here as they rush up ice to center ice. Chambers going to drill it up into the Penguins in around to the right wing corner. Off the boards, Prop went to the right point, but nobody there. By Gagne to center. Sean Chambers again sets it up. He's been out for the entire power play. They go up now ahead to Prop. Prop trying to get around Jimmy Pack, so the North Stars changing up on their power play here, but Modano comes on as they try and get something going with a man advantage. From behind the Penguin net, Dave Gagne hit by Stanton, but he works away from the check nicely. To Bellows behind the goal. The North Star center, but right to Mario Lemieux, and he'll rip it off the boards and up ice to take the heat out of a hot kitchen. John Casey trying to help the play out. Leaving the puck for Mike Modano of the North Stars. Pittsburgh 1, Minnesota 0 in Game 5. Modano to the right wing, couldn't get it by Bellows. Or to him, and the Penguins again stop the play. They shoot it up the left wing. Modano and Mullen go for the puck into the North Star zone. And it is free. Ronnie Francis couldn't get to it. The North Stars started a 3-man rush back to the Penguins in. Bellows had a poke check nicely by Gordie Roberts. And here's Mullen back shorthanded going to the North Stars in. The penalty is over now. Mullen goes in behind the net. Turns around to the far side. Pass off, intercepted by Ron Francis. Francis poke it down to the corner for Brian Trottier, who just returned. Trottier is hit by Brian Glenn. From behind the net, Ronnie Francis comes, turns, and trying to put it in front. Loose puck there, and John Casey comes up with it. Mullen tried to tap it in with a backhand, but John Casey covered right in front of that net. .10:31 left here in period number 1. As the crowd is alive and well here at the Civic Arena. We'll be back in a moment. Pittsburgh 1, Minnesota nothing on the Penguins Hockey Network.
They're an incredible collection of stars who play together as a team, and they entertain the heck out of anybody who watches them. To me, we are spoiled because we're seeing some hockey right now. I mean, it's like an all-star team that plays every night, and we're really lucky to be able to watch them, and I think it's a privilege to call the games.
Penguins have a tough opponent here in the Minnesota North Stars, and here's Tenardi cutting back for the Penguins. A good pass to Dahlquist, moves in back in front of the Blitz, and a good save there by Barrasso. As Tenardi got the deflection off, Barrasso got over to make the stop. And Tenardi ran right into the net. Well, in game one, he did a lot of that, Mark Tenardi did, against the Penguins as they rushed in. And now, look at that situation, Paul. The two guys in deepest on the play were Dahlquist and Tenardi. So the North Stars going back to that running gun defenseman. Everybody joined the play. Look at that. Both defensemen led the way in. That's very rare.
Just 3 sheets to the wind. That's the way they play it. When they get in there offensively, and those guys have the confidence to barge to the net and make something happen on the net. You know, I guess when you go to the goal, Mike, there's a real good chance you're going to knock that net off the mooring. So if you just barge in like that with the puck and get a scoring opportunity and make sure you knock the net off, you get a whistle. You don't have to worry about being trapped up ice.
The other thing is the North Stars, contrary to what people are talking about their defensive play, but they've played this running gun, if you will, early in games at opposing buildings in particular, actually at home too, in an effort to get the first goal. But the Penguins score here first tonight. Tenardi at center, but a penalty coming up here as Francis was upended, and I believe Minnesota will be the guilty party. 10:06 to go in period number 1. Pittsburgh 1 and Minnesota nothing, right here on the Penguins Hockey Network.
Jean-Claude Van Damme, Jaromir Jagr, and the Pittsburgh Penguins. And they're going to put you all in the movies. Be in the crowd on September 29th, October 3rd, 4th, 7th, and 10th for the shooting of the major motion picture Sudden Death starring Jean-Claude Van Damme.
I think you plan too far ahead.
Make your plans in advance to join the crowd scenes at the arena. Free food and drink and lots of prizes, lights, camera, and action.
You're watching an encore presentation of Pittsburgh Penguins Stanley Cup hockey on the KBL Sports Network.
This time it's Mark Tenardi of the North Stars, a hooking called at 9:54 the first period as Francis went for the loose puck. Tenardi just barely got the stick into him and was called on the penalty. So it appears that Frazier is going to call a very close game here tonight. And you must be aware of that. Each referee has a little different style. And Frazier here in the early going at least has shown us that he's going to probably call some very close play. Stevens throws a shot right in off the boards. He puts it in. The Penguins lead 2-0. Oh, hallelujah, Hollywood. Kevin Stevens on what was going to be an icing call if the North Stars got there, but it came off the boards, and Stevens picked it up and rammed it by John Casey, and the Penguins lead 2-0. You'd have to be here to believe that goal. And the Penguin power play strikes again, but kind of a crazy play in favor of the Penguins.
And a $100 bill for Michael Gibbous of Corey, Pennsylvania. Compliments of Kevin Stevens and Iron City Beer. Coffey fired that puck ahead for Stevens. Right off the boards, a perfect hop. And Stevens rung it in off the right post to make it 2-0 Pittsburgh. Coffey with a hard pass, and he passes about as hard as anybody in hockey up through that neutral zone. He passed it so hard with a wrist shot, if you will, and a wrist maneuver on the pass. It came off the boards with tremendous authority for Kevin Stevens.
Here are the Penguins again, breaking back with the North Stars in. Jagr on one leg, trying to get it around the net, and he can't do it. Jimmy Johnson lost the puck for a moment. Right point, it goes to Murphy, but he couldn't hold it in this time. And he'll whip it into the zone. Casey will stop it. I'll tell you, Casey was as surprised as anybody. I think the defenseman just thought they'd go back an even easy time of getting that puck. But it was so hard into the zone, and took the perfect bounce for Stevens, who raced in with that great speed that he has. And he fired it by Casey, who caught him by surprise. Around the Penguin net and dumped off the board to the right point. Jimmy Johnson shoots it. That's blocked. And the Penguins take command of it. They come back on a 3-on-2. Now it slows down, and Roberts just shoots it away to the right wing corner. Off the boards, Neil Wilkinson went in. He is taken out of the play by Jaromir Jagr. The Penguins looking for that loose puck, put it in front. Jagr poking at it, but Casey made that stop. Around to the near wing. Bobby Smith of Minnesota. He'll carry the mail out. Jagger's all over him like a blanket. And Smith just dumps it in.
I tell you, there's some frightening talent on the ice when Lemieux and Jogger are out there going the way they're going here tonight.
Bork steps up. He'll give the puck to Gordy Rowers. See another guy with a lot of talent on the right wing now, Mark Recchi. Recchi's going after a near corner. In behind the net he goes. Glenn takes him out of the play. Lemieux's got it. Centers in front. And right there, Bork couldn't quite shoot it. Now he tries from a bad angle. And that's stopped. Brian Propp. Throw it back up to center ice. And Gagne starts the rush back the other way. And the Penguins put the North Stars right back into their own end. Chambers pass up to Brian Propp, and the Penguins working on all cylinders right now. They have it again. Recchi over to Lemieux, cuts in, got Recchi open, going for the net. He puts a shot on it. He shoots and scores. The wrecking ball makes it 3-0, and the Penguins have scored again. Oh, book 'em, Dano. What a shot by Recchi.
And what a pass by Lemieux to be able to push that puck up to a spot. He just had faith in Recchi's speed. He knew that Recchi would be able to get there first, and he laid it out there to a spot. It was all he could do because he had a man draped on him. But he just reached out with that long reach to kind of touch the puck to an area. Recchi caught up with it and somehow got a stick on it and rifled a backhand shot into the net.
And what's unbelievable is that Casey is a guy that really will come out and challenge you. He didn't on that play. I'm very surprised. But what a great shot by Recchi. And here's Casey back, and Recchi just chipped it over him. It might have hit a stick on the way in.
Recchi got good authority on that backhand shot, Mike. Casey went down, and that's a no-no on the short side.
Timeout called. The North Stars watching the Penguins explode for 3 in the first period of called timeout. And we'll be back in a moment. Pittsburgh 3, Minnesota nothing. And if you miss this one, shame on you for 6 weeks. We'll be back on the Penguins Hockey Network.
It's like being accepted into a very exclusive club. It's something that I thought I would never get the opportunity to do. I have always had a soft spot in my heart for the Penguins. I'm not quite sure why, but I do feel as though I've been granted membership without having done anything to earn it into a rather exclusive club.
Again, the goal scorer for Mario Lemieux is 9th of the year at 11:45, and Mario Lemieux has really been incredible here in the first period.
He sure has.
His passes have been absolutely gorgeous, just absolutely unbelievable.
Recchi fought his way to that puck around Brian Glenn. And the wrecking ball collided with the boards.
Now, you can't keep him down. You're just not going to be able to. He's just too much of a big game player. And so North Stars coach Bob Gainey called timeout in an effort to try and get the North Stars a little more into the game, if you will. The Penguins have dominated here in the first period, leading 3-0. They've outshot the North Stars 10-4. Ronnie Francis against Stuart Gavin in the left wing corner. Francis in his own end. Around the wood now to Kevin Stevens. Same situation we had in Minnesota when the Penguins had a 3-0 lead. But watch the North Stars creep back. And they'll face it off now. Coming up outside of the Penguin blue lines. The North Stars last touched it.
Well, the Penguins, when they get a lead at home like this, they can be even more offensive minded. They get greedy for goals at times. And that's something they don't do in the road. I think the tendency on the road anyway is to play a little more cautiously and try to protect the lead once you have it. But on home ice, I think the Penguins are going to continue to press the attack against the North Stars.
If you join us late, Lemieux scored his 16th, Stevens his 17th, and Mark Recchi his 9th. Those have been guys that have carried the load offensively for the Penguins all year, and they're right there again. And we got a winner, right?
Yeah, we gave away a couple $100 in cash, and we've also given away $700 worth of groceries to Grace Griffith of Greensburg, Pennsylvania. Compliments of the goal scored by Kevin Stevens in our Foodland Hot Shot contest.
And again, the North Stars, I talked about this prior, Paul, on the TV side of the head. The Penguin power play is just too good to be dominant or dormant as far as the series is concerned, and they've been able to strike for 2 here in this first period. And here's Shane Turlett blistering the puck to the Penguins in, but the Penguins must not get overconfident right now. They've got a 3-0 lead, as we said. They watched that be challenged in Minnesota in Game 4, where the North Stars came back and threatened to tie the game late before the Penguins had some great penalty killing. Here's Trottier shooting the puck ahead down the left wing side, back into Minnesota real estate, and Chambers returns it. He'll give the puck now to Mark Bureau. He'll shoot it behind the Penguin net, and Barrasso around the wood to Trottier. Ahead to Mark Recchi, and Recchi jumping to the North Stars line. Comes in, he'll drop it up to Bob Airy. Goes the off wing, back in front to Recchi, and he's too well covered and knocked down. Onto the left side, Brian Trottier giving the puck over to Airy. Lets it deflect on the net, and Casey will set it up for Jimmy Johnson. Johnson of Pittsburgh. Johnson knows what the Penguins can do offensively. He played with them most of the year before being traded. And he was a part of that offensive machine. He knows full well what the Penguins are doing right now. He's seen it before. Gordy Roberts up on the play to Larry Murphy, and Murphy poking through to the left wing to Recchi. He's getting some room, and he got around Dahlquist. Recchi comes down, falls down. He's knocked off his skates. And the Penguins get it again. Lemieux beating everybody to the loose pucks. It goes to Murphy. Shooting. Save made. Rebound. Lemieux there. It's shot. Casey stopped him again. Lemieux's just absolutely possessed. Recchi shoots and scores! Mark Recchi's second goal of the game. And the Penguins now lead 4-0. Oh, buy Sam a drink and get his dog 1-2. It's all Pittsburgh here in the first period. And Lemieux is the guy that made it happen again. He would not be denied. He's beating everybody to the loose pucks. I mean everybody.
Well, on that play, Mike, the only guy he didn't beat to the loose puck was Mark Recchi. Because Recchi got over and got it first. Lemieux was tied up. Recchi had been knocked down 3 times on that shift. And he had been sticked by Wilkinson a moment ago when he tried to come out of his own end. They just kept knocking him down. He just kept getting back up. Look at that. He's on his back in front of the net. Gets back on his skates. Can't get to the puck. Lemieux pushed it out to a spot. Now he fights his way to the puck and shoots it all in one motion and scores. Unbelievable determination by Mark Recchi just to fight his way through all those checks and hits and knockdowns and score a beautiful goal in the upper right-hand corner inside the far post.
So it prompts Minnesota coach Gainey to make a goaltending change for the 5th time in a playoff year. Brian Hayward will come on to replace John Casey. Hayward 0-1 with a 2.88 goals against average, and the former Montreal Canadian and Winnipeg Jet gets the call. So Casey, who has started 22 consecutive games in the playoffs, and Mark Recchi finally breaks loose with a pair of goals in this game tonight. Penguins lead 4-0.
It was just like a dam breaking. Mark Recchi was just building up inside of him, and then he just exploding for a couple of goals. So great to see for him, because I know it was bugging him that he hadn't scored yet.
So Casey gets a seat on the bench. Recchi, his 2nd of the game and 10th of the playoffs from Lemieux and Murphy at 13:41. Mario has 3 points already in this hockey game. He has 40 now in the playoffs. The all-time record is 47, set by Wayne Gretzky of the Edmonton Oilers in a playoff year.
4 goals again behind John Casey. Only this time it happened so fast he has to come out of the hockey game.
Mark Bureau with Basil McRae and Shane Churla on for the North Stars. Paul Stanton and Jimmy Pack now set it up. It will go to Loney on the right wing. He'll feed it ahead of the North Stars in over to Kevin Stevens. So Francis works here with Loney and Stevens. Francis in with a backhand to the first shot on Hayward. He'll make that stop. And back come the North Stars, working the puck deep into the Penguins in, and Barrasso plays it away from the goal. And Francis just deals it off the boards and back inside the Minnesota line with 5:54 to go in the first period. Pittsburgh 4 and Minnesota nothing. Glenn from behind his own net, working the puck over to Sean Chambers. Circling move. Good move by the young defenseman coming to center. He'll spin it away to the Penguin zone. The North Stars don't want to deviate from their game plan right now. They want to try and keep at it. Here's a run now on Barrasso by one of the North Stars. Is it McRae in there? I believe it is. McRae knocking over Tom Barrasso as he came out of the net. And a penalty will be called here. Barrasso trying to get himself out of the pack. But a penalty will be issued here, and it might be against McRae for interference.
Well, we know one thing, Mike.
Troy Loney.
When they lead this early, a commanding lead, and you have guys like McRae and Churla, this game could get ugly before it's all over. There's a lot of time for the stupid stuff to occur now.
Well, somebody's wrapped up in the near corner here battling. It's Stanton of the Penguins, or is it Jimmy Pack? It's Pack and one of the North Stars. Mark Bureau, I believe. Basil McRae is headed off here. It's Churla and Jim Pack. But McRae, I think, will be called for interference. And we'll return in a moment. It is 4-0 right now. Penguins lead. We'll be back on the Penguins Hockey Network.
All right, let's see if we can find a medium turtleneck. All right. And some sweatpants. There's a large. And you got to have that replica jersey. So many great items to choose from here at the Penguins Pro Shops. I'm going to be your long time picking stuff out. We're going to make it easy for you tonight. Just call 1-800-8-GO-PENS for these special deals. Order the starter fade cap. One size fits all. The adjustable black wool hat of Tri-Power Construction features the direct embroidered team logo and name on the front. The price is $20 plus $4.50 for shipping and handling. That's the starter fade cap. Also available, the Martin Straka puck card set. The autographed logo puck and a hockey card come in this sturdy acrylic holder. The official hologram and certificate of authenticity are included. The price, $29.95 plus $4.50 for shipping and handling. That's the Martin Straka puck and card set. Call 1-800-8-GO-PENS.
Now there'll be penalties issued here. A couple of Penguins have gone in, as have a couple of North Stars, and we'll see if they're even up as far as the penalties. I believe the initial penalty was going against McRae for interference. Jim Pack has taken a seat. Kevin Stevens in the penalty box also, so Barrasso must be picking up a minor here. He was on the ice with Stevens. Somebody was decked back up ice, and that might have been the initial call. And then McRae knocked down Barrasso. Francis came in to get a piece of Basil McRae.
That was about as blatant a hit on a goaltender as you're ever going to see right there.
Barrasso tried to get himself out of there. Stevens and Basil McRae. Pretty good matchup there. Oh, and a butt there by McRae on Stevens, and Stevens came back with a left hand on him, and then they whacked Stevens. And McRae butting Stevens.
Those two guys spent a lot of time in that box, and not usually together, but.
And McRae still barking down towards Kevin Stevens, and Stevens has got a pretty good lip on him, so they're not going to shy away from talking. Kevin loves to yap. And now they sort it out here as we'll receive the word on what the penalties will be. 5:34 to go in the period. These penalties all at 14:26 of the opening period. Pittsburgh leading 4-0. If you joined us late, that's your fault. Lemieux is 16th at 5:36 at 10:08. Stevens, number 17. Recchi at 11:45. Recchi again at 13:41. Penguins lead 4-0.
Number 17, Basil McRae. 2 minutes for charging, 2 minutes for roughing, 2 minutes for unsportsmanlike conduct.
McRae, 2 for charging, 2 for roughing, 2 for unsportsmanlike conduct. Churla, 2 for roughing. There we go.
25, Kevin Stevens, 2 minutes each for roughing at 14:26.
So Basil McRae really hurts his club right now.
2 for charging, 2 for roughing, 2 for unsportsmanlike conduct. Churla, Pack, and Stevens all received 2 for roughing at 14:26.
And the Penguins will have a 4-minute power play advantage here. They're 2 for 2 already. The North Stars 0 for 1. And the Penguins have a big turkey on the table. This is the 22-pounder that you get for everybody. Sitting right there. And an opportunity to open this lead even more.
North Stars might remember a Game 5 earlier in the series against Chicago when they marched into Chicago and beat the Hawks 6-0.
And it'll be Larry Murphy pulling back with Paul Coffey, Yager, Recchi, and Lemieux up front. And here comes Larry Murphy carrying the puck. Gavin trying to kill the penalty along with Neil Broughton, and then stepped away to the North Star zone. Tenorti goes back. Penguins must try and keep that intensity level up right now. They lead 4-0, and Tenorti swings in the hand on a short-handed attempt. Here's Broughton down the left wing with Murphy chasing him. Broughton comes down and fires and scores. That's a big goal in this game for the North Stars. Neil Broughton. That's what I was talking about. The Penguins needing to keep that intensity level up, and they let down just for a moment. And give the North Stars credit. They get a goal that really gives them a big lift and an opportunity to try and get back in this hockey game. And Neil Broughton's the guy that did it. Booming shot by Broughton.
Lemieux will lost the battle for the puck behind the net, and a long lead pass to Broughton. Coffey was the lone man back. Broughton just cranked it up, and Coffey put his stick in there. I don't know if it hit his stick or not, but Barrasso leaning the wrong way. It went inside the far post on him on the stick side.
So a big short-handed goal by the North Stars. They're second of the series and they're third of the playoffs. Tenorti has the only assist on it.
Great lead pass by Tenorti.
This game is so fragile it can turn in a heartbeat. And here's Coffey cutting back into the North Stars. And we have an offside call. Now you worry about the situation when you do get a big lead, whether you're able to keep that level up. And Neil Broughton answering for the North Stars to get a goal to make it only a 3-goal advantage.
I remember the Game 5 here a couple of years ago between the Penguins and Flyers when they came out and exploded early. You may remember that. And the Flyers came back and really put the pressure on the Penguins the rest of the night. The Penguins ended up winning the game 10-7. But it really gave the Flyers a big lift going into Game 6, and they were able to win that game. Hey, Mike, it's not over, and things can really happen even if the game is still a while.
Coffey to the North Stars in. Left side of Mullen, cutting for the net. He put a backhand around, and Hayward will make the save on him. First tough save he's had to make. Lemieux with the Penguins. Dump it over center point to Coffey. Back to Mario. Left wing boards. Wheel and deal. He'll look it over. 4-1 the Penguins lead to Coffey. Back to Lemieux. To Coffey again. He has a man open right side. Instead, put it in front of the net to Mullen. In front shot. Up by Hayward and a shot by Francis. What a nice save that was by Hayward. Now Lemieux around. Going to Coffey. First penalty in effect right now for the Penguins against the North Stars. Mullen taps it over to Lemieux, left point. Does he shoot it? No. To Mullen around the goal. Back to Lemieux. He has some room to shoot. He does. Lets it go into his block. Gagne coming up. And Dave Gagne skates back to center ice, and he'll shoot it into the Penguin zone. Coffey back to play the biscuit. He is challenged. It might take Coffey off on this power play now into the second penalty when we get there with 2:10 to go. It's hard for me to imagine he would play 4 straight with the limited ice time he's seen. And here's Jágr cutting back up, going to Lemieux, and the Penguins are offside. Pittsburgh offside, but it does allow the Penguins to get a little bit of a breather as Coffey will get an opportunity to get an extra win. Bork's going to come out here, and I think Coffey will come off with 3:37 to go. No, it's going to be Murphy. So Coff will stay on. What a great save that was by Hayward on Ronnie Francis.
Just came diving across and took it away from Francis. And Penguins moving the puck with authority on that power play, moving it extremely well. Coffey getting it down low to Mullen, and Mullen just tapped it over to Francis, but Hayward diving out to make the save. Everything going right for the Penguins on the power play. It really looks sharp.
And the Penguins can't enter the North Star zone. They would have been offside. We're into the second penalty now to Basil McRae. Pittsburgh shoots it away towards a goal. Hayward did not stop it, and Tenorti gets the puck, throw it in behind the net for Sean Chambers. Chambers moves it around. Can Coffey get over and cut it off? He does. Coffey behind the net to Lemieux of Pittsburgh. Lemieux around to Recchi, looking for the hat trick already. His first 2 goals of the playoff series in front of Lemieux, and his shot. Another save by Hayward off his right pad. Coffey put it in front. Lemieux trying to shoot it, can't. Recchi will get the puck to the right point to Phil Bourque. Bourque now back to Recchi at the right wing boards. Moves in. Swing it down deep around to Jágr. Turning shot. Hayward again stops that. Well, Brian Hayward making a key save there. I'm trying to think in that game against Philadelphia if Ron Hextall was in goal and was replaced by Kenny Reagan. And I think that did happen, didn't it?
Yep.
And then Reagan ended up winning the 7th game. And did Hextall get hurt in that game? I'm trying to think. I don't think he did.
He went crazy. Yeah. He started chasing Robbie Brown around the ice, and the Penguins drove him out of the net with the Hex towels. It was a great night here.
That was the night Mario Lemieux had an 8-point game, 5 goals and 3 assists.
It was also a great lesson for the Penguins, I think. One that they brought with them into this playoff year.
Jaromir Jágr, seat on the bench with 1:27 to go on the penalty to the North Stars. Penguins have scored 2 power play goals already. And the North Stars have scored a shorthanded goal in this power play attempt that they've had. Just to give them a little bit of a confidence builder. Right point, it goes to Murphy of the Penguins. Move it left side to Coffey. Coffey tried to flip it in the corner, and it hit a stick, and Karam's up over the glass.
You know, Mike, I was thinking that you asked that question about Hextall, and I'm not sure it was Kenny Reagan who replaced him, though. It may have been their other backup goaltender that they had at the time. Darren Jensen, was that his name?
Oh, I don't think so.
It seems to me that Reagan did not play until he came into that game, that 7th game. We hadn't even seen him. He came out of nowhere to go in goal and play and do the job for the Flyers. I just don't remember him playing in that series prior to the 7th game.
We'll check on it. We'll see if we can find out from Harry Sanders.
We create trivia questions around here.
Yeah.
Don't we?
It's because we don't have long memories. And here's Coffey over to Larry Murphy. He'll pull back to his own blue line, shoot it to the left wing for Joe Mullen. And he'll rip it in behind the Minnesota net to the right wing corner it goes. Stevens with a booming check on Wilkinson. And now Joey Mullen and Stevens both go in for it. Stevens comes away with it. The right point to Larry Murphy. Murphy over to Coffey, back to Murphy. Look out, he's kind of trapped, and it came off a North Star. And Neil Broughton guns back short-handed. 53 seconds to go. Broughton shooting, stopped by Coffey. The rebound, back in front. And Larry Murphy has it. The Penguins on a 4-man rush if they hurry it up now. Here's Stevens, Coffey, and Mullen. Down to Coffey, back to Mullen, shooting. It was blocked in front by Dahlquist. Nice play there by Chris Dahlquist. The Penguins really had a lot of authority going the other way. Broughton cutting back to the Penguin zone short-handed. Murphy cut him off. Well, Coffey's been out here 3.5 minutes. I'm a little surprised he's been out this long. Here comes Lemieux to the left wing to Stevens. Stevens a drop pass to Joey Mullen. Moves down in the slot area. Turns and now trying to shoot it. It was denied again by the North Star defense.
I think he tried to pass that part.
And Minnesota getting a little stronger right now. They've got a short-handed goal, and you can feel the game going in their way a little bit. Penguins trying to turn that back around. Lemieux with that drop pass to the left wing to Bob Airy. Comes down, he'll fire, and that was off a stick. That's some pretty good goaltending from Hayward on this power play. 3 seconds to go on the penalties. And the North Stars are back to equal strength. Here's a shot from the left side. That's blocked by the Penguin defense and out of play. With 1:31 to go. So Minnesota really uses this situation to their advantage, and you have to give them credit. They score a shorthanded goal against the Penguins, and they kill the 2 penalties. And that's got to give them a big lift at this point of the game.
Well, that's the gamble you take when you send 2 tough guys out to cause problems. You risk taking penalties. You risk putting yourself in a situation where the game could completely get out of hand. And in this particular instance, the North Star strategy worked because they were able to fight off the Penguins' power play and use that penalty kill to get some new life.
And it turns from a negative for them into a positive, at least at this point. Right, Trottier.
To be honest with you, Mike, it might be good for the Penguins too, believe it or not, because it keeps them intense. You don't want to see the game get completely out of hand, because I think it's better for the Penguins to continue to play at the right tempo and the kind of tempo that they want to play at for 60 minutes.
How about Coffey? He played a full 4 minutes, and there was talk about him only playing on the power play because he wasn't in shape, and here he comes out and plays 4 full minutes. Or I mean, not taking a regular shift either. And he certainly is, I think, answered that, telling everybody that he can play some more. The doctors have given the clearance. Airy to the North Stars end, comes down, he shoots it. Hayward got a blocking glove on that. Penguins forced Casey out of the game in the first period for scoring 4 times. But Hayward's been perfect so far. Bellows on the right wing going to the Penguins in. A long shot. Barrasso will make that save. The rebound tapped away by Trottier. Back to center with a minute to go in the period. Chambers backpedaling. Swing it down the left wing boards. Over to the open man. Brian Glenn. He's in the Pittsburgh ice. Going to Bobby Smith. Smith tries to center, and it's poked away by Barrasso to the right of the goal. Minnesota keeps working, and now in the near corner, Lemieux fell down, and it's grabbed by Goldie Roberts. Roberts moving the puck over to Troy Loney. Loney drills it up the right wing boards into the corner. Hayward will take it. The Minnesota goaltender around for Mike Modano. Modano challenged on the play by Paul Stanton. And Modano now back in behind the Minnesota net. And he shoots it over the outstretched glove of Phil Bourque and to carry him all the way to Pittsburgh territory. 23 seconds to go in the period. Roberts back. Moving the puck to the right of his goaltender, Barrasso. Short little pass over to Paul Stanton. Stanton's pass off a skate. Deflects into the North Star zone. Hayward comes from behind the net. Short little pass with that big goaltender's blade around to the near wing. Down to 5 seconds to go in the period. They jam it on the boards, and Fraser looks at the clock. He knows how much time's left, and the period ends. So the Penguins had 3 against the North Stars in period number 1 in the 4th game. Scored 3 times early on, and now this one at the end of 1 here in Pittsburgh in game number 5. The Penguins have the lead 4-1 over Minnesota right here on the Penguins Hockey Network.